Alright YouTubers, what's happening? We are coming back with you with another knife video. We are looking at the ZT0640 Emerson design, newest and greatest from ZT. Kind of a surprise announcement that kind of took even dealers by surprise that they were coming out with this knife later in the year. So I don't believe it was in any catalogs or anything. It was just kind of a surprise knife, which is cool. So I wasn't like super excited about this knife at first. When I saw like all the peaks and stuff, I was interested, and I was like, oh, I want to check this out. And then the design, I was like, it's a little bigger than I like to carry, and I don't love this carbon fiber, this green and black carbon fiber. At first I was like, meh. But then it started getting pretty good reviews, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to check one out. So I picked one up for review purposes only, really, just to check out, just to see what it was all about. And I gotta tell you, it's actually grown on me quite a bit. I actually really like it, a lot about it. Even though it's a little larger, it's lightweight still, and we'll get into the specs and everything. I still don't love the carbon fiber, and yeah, we'll get into that. So let's go over those specs. So obviously made in the USA. It's a manual opening knife with brass washers. It opens with the thumb disc here. You can also it's not intentional, to see this little like tab here. It almost looks like a front flipper. See if I can get it to work. Of course I can't. I've done it. There you go. It's not designed to be a front flipper, guys. That's why it took so much effort, but it can be front flipped, especially if you were to get it a little bit smoother, and maybe if your detent wasn't as strong. So, but you can front flip it a little bit. You do have a reversible titanium clip. Can go on both sides. We'll talk about that. And obviously titanium frame lock with hardened steel lock bar insert, CPM 20 CV steel on the satin grind with the stonewash flats. Just a beautiful looking blade. Love this blade style. This blade shape is just really good looking. Very, very attractive. It's got a really sharp, pointy tip. I'll tell you that much. You have 3.7 inch blade of 20 CV. Your thickness is 0.156, and the closed length is 4.75 inches with an overall length of 8.5 inches, and it weighs in at 4.4 ounces. So it's pretty light for a big knife. It's a good sized knife, guys. Let's compare it to the also new from ZT 562 titanium, all titanium. It's about the same size, maybe even a little shorter in the handle. Yeah, a titch shorter. And how about the Spyderco Capara, also a very popular knife right now. It's actually a little bit smaller than that knife when you go, well, see if you go like handle to handle, and it's about the same. They're very, very similar in size. And why don't we do the XM18, very well-known knife. Very similar in size. So a decent size, pretty good size knife. A little larger than I like to typically carry, but what I like about it is it's sleek. It's kind of slim, and the handle is comfortable. It's not big and bulky in the hand at all. It's very slim. When the knife is shut, it's a very slim knife. I love that. One thing I don't like about the Capara, and it's every Spyderco suffers from this because of the Spidey hole, is it just is a wide knife in the pocket. It just takes up. This is not as bad as like the paramilitary 2 and stuff, but it's wide. I mean, it's like, let's see. I'll just show you. .336 inches wide versus barely over an inch wide in the pocket. And that's one of those measurements people don't always think about. When you're putting things like this in your pocket and you got to get in there for other things, having a really wide knife. But that's a Spyderco issue, and it's to do with the opening mechanism. Well, I've got the calipers out. It's just a hair over a ½ inch thick with the carbon fiber overlays. And one thing I always like to check, especially on ZTs, they tend to have a thick behind the edge knife, and this is 0.0335. So I would thin that out. You can by changing that sharpening angle and making it a little bit better cutter. It'll aid with edge retention as well. But they do that just to make it tougher, and that's kind of their thing, But honestly, a lot of us would rather have a thinner ground knife. The 470, I think, and the 609 were both pretty thin though for me. So not terribly thin behind the edge, but it's kind of to be expected out of a ZT, and that can be remedied, like I said, with a sharpening. Speaking of sharpness, let's test that. out of the box. Should be, oh yeah, plenty sharp out of the box. So very sharp out of the box. Nice edge by ZT on that one. So I like the handle. Like when I first got it in hand, I was like, huh. It reminds me of a Hinderer Fire Tack. That is what it reminds me of. This is an Emerson design, obviously, and it's based on one of his designs, and I can't, off the top of my head, think of it right now. So someone in the comments let me know. Like I've been thinking about it all day. Like, what is that? What is that design? But it's a kind of a lesser known Emerson design, not as popular as a lot of them. I like the handle though. It's comfortable. It's got this little choil right here for your index finger to rest, and then your thumb rests right here on this jimping, which is not overly aggressive, and it's just a really comfortable handle. It just feels great in the hand. There's a guy a picture of it or a image of it in the hand. I have medium-sized hands, so even though this is a big knife, the handle is good for. It's not too big. It's not too long. At first I was like, can I choke up? But no, you kind of a little bit can if you rest your finger up here, forefinger up there, your index finger. But the natural way to do it is right where that choil lands, and you just stick your finger right here on this jimping, and that's kind of your grip. So it works well. The thumb disc opening is not everyone's favorite. I like it. I think it works just fine. It's super smooth on the phosphorus bronze washers. It flies out. And it's not a drop shutter by any means, but it'll break in. The last knife I think they did this on was the, I want to say the 850, the Sinkovich and Rexford collaboration, I think it was. So many model numbers of the ZT. It had phosphorus bronze washers, and I think most of the Emerson designs actually all have had phosphorus bronze. None of them have been on bearings because none of them have been flippers. So I don't love this overlay. I think the choice of green carbon fiber was not good. It's more almost yellowish though, more than green to me. The light doesn't pick it up. Some people might really dig that. I like if they would have just gone straight carbon fiber, or even their black and red they did on the other Sinkovich knife. That looked awesome, or just even the blue, but I don't know, the green. I know they're trying to be different. Didn't love it. That's one thing I'm not a huge, gigantic fan of. The other thing is this pocket clip. I gotta demonstrate. Luckily, this is an easily remedied thing, and they even like kind of tout that on their description of the knife. They say, "Oh, you can swap aftermarket clips on there." It's like, did you guys realize you made a crappy clip and then decided to say that? Because you can use steel flame, any kind of Emerson clip. A Benchmade clip will also fit. There's deep carry options out there. It's just hard to get in the pocket, and it rides really high. But it's just so tight against this frame. There's just not enough gap there, and so it's just not a great clip. So if you're gonna get this knife, I would recommend the MXG Gear deep carry clip for Benchmades and Emersons. Will make it carry deeper and just get in and out of the pocket a lot easier. So that's one recommendation. You may be okay with the clip, but to me it's poor design, but it is what it is. Other than that though, other than the green and black carbon fiber in the clip, don't let those things turn you off from this knife, because I know for a fact they're going to do sprint runs. Well, I don't know for a fact, I don't know why I said that. I feel like they're going to do sprint runs. There's lots of scale makers that can make you new carbon fiber, G10, whatever scales for these. I've even seen Mokutai, or maybe it was, I can't remember what material it was, that I've already seen someone make, and I was like, whoa, already they're making scales. So the knife I think is being well reserved or well accepted in the community based on its design, and even though they made some bad choices with the color of carbon fiber and this clip. Both are pretty easily remedied. Now if the carbon fiber is your dig, if you like this yellow greenish carbon fiber, it's different, it's cool, then or it doesn't bother you, go for it, because the design itself is actually really nice. I really like it. Just a really comfortable handle, great ergonomics, just fits in the hand very nicely. It's got a nice big blade, 3.75 inches. I mean, pretty good sized blade, really attractive blade shape, but it's not that heavy. 4.4 ounces is really good for a knife this size. In comparison, the 562 titanium is over 5 ounces. The Hinderer XM18 is over 5 ounces. These are both titanium frame lock knives as well. So one reason they did that is they made the titanium pretty thin. Your titanium scales are pretty thin. You also have your open construction with your black standoffs, just kind of standard ZT affair there. which, you know, there's someone out there who's going to have aftermarket. But the design overall is really nice. The handle is very comfortable. The blade shape's really cool. And I just love the way the blade looks. I think it's one of my favorite blade shapes, and it's just attractive. Nice wedges up here. The way they did the sandwash, the stonewash, and the satin just looks fantastic. I like the handle minus, you know, like I said. I even like the milling on the titanium up here. That's pretty nice. But just this color was not. It's not a great choice. But overall, I actually do really like this one. And, you know, I was tempted, like, do I pick it up? Do I not? It's getting pretty good reviews. Okay, I'll check it out. And as a hard-working user knife, this thing's going to be awesome. And it's not too big and too heavy to carry. You know, it's very slim in the pocket, like I mentioned. One of my favorite things about it. And its weight, 4.4 ounces, is really good. Let's just verify that, but that's what it's listed as everywhere. Whoa, this one's even lighter. It's just a stupid scale. Yeah, 4.4. There we go. And you guys can't see it because I had to move it down here. But it does weigh 4.4 ounces. So, all right, guys. So, last on the 640, wanted to just give a shout out to Eric Indiana Knives again for that's who I bought this knife from. And I do have an affiliate link. I'll put in a link in the description below where you can purchase the knife from him, and that actually gives a kickback to my channel, which is awesome. And the map pricing on the ZTs is going to be $240 everywhere you look. So it's not like it's you're going to find it cheaper anywhere, but you do get free priority mail shipping, which is awesome. A lot of times the free shipping from your other big vendors is first class, so you get it a lot sooner. And I've highlighted this before, but his customer service is fantastic. He ships so fast, and then you get updates on your knife. You get emails when your knife is shipped, when it's out for delivery, and when it's been delivered. No one goes to that link. Like, it's usually just, hey, your order shipped, and you get to track it. It actually tracks it for you. It tells you where it's at. It gives you updates. It's fantastic. I don't know what customer service or website platform he's using that does that, but everyone needs to do it because it's a game changer. It's really cool if especially if you're going to be out of town or you're not home and you hate, maybe it's a gift for someone, maybe you don't want your wife to find out you bought another knife. I didn't say that, but really cool, guys. So use that affiliate link. I'll put it in the link in the description below where you can buy this knife, same as every other price out there, but you're going to get free priority mail shipping plus all those extra incentives, and it gives a nice little kickback to this channel so I can continue to purchase knives like this and do reviews for you. So that's going to wrap up this video on the 640. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you in the next video.